And hello again, everyone. A very pleasant good afternoon, and welcome to this clash of inter-conference division rivals.
Handoff, Adrian scoots through at the 25 to the 30, and is loose! Touchdown, Vikings!
A.J. Green at the 50. Green off to the races. Green still going. A.J. Green, touchdown!
Brady on the deep trot. For Gronkowski makes the grab at the 45, spinning away from defenders. He's gone to the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots!
All right, Buck, well, this is what we've been waiting for here. We do our draft here on Move the Sticks. We've done playoff contending teams, and we take turns and we draft and take people off the board. Today we're going to do offensive duos. So we're going to take quarterbacks, they're out of the equation, just skill guys, not messing with the offensive linemen, but just duos on an individual team. We have a pool of players to choose from, and we'll go back and forth on it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you I'm going to choose first.
I got next.
You got next. Okay, there you go. Well, let's look at the list of candidates we have to choose from here. We got Gronk and Edelman. I know Edelman is injured, but he's going to hopefully come back in the playoffs, so that's the duo there. You've got A.J. Green, Tyler Eifert. You've got Shady McCoy and Sammy Watkins. We got a bunch to choose from.
Martavis, Bryant, and Antonio Brown is intriguing. Calvin Johnson, Golden Tate, Dez Bryant, and Jason Witten.
You've got Adrian Peterson with Stephon Diggs coming on the scene. We've got Devonta, Freeman, Julio Jones. We got Fitz, a couple with CJ2K. Kind of that's the older division.
Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders, Jimmy Graham, and Beast Mode Marshawn Lynch. And then the young fellas, Tavon, Austin, and Todd Gurley.
And we don't have, you'll notice, no Odell Beckham up there. We didn't feel like he had a partner that was
didn't have a
worthy to go in the
playmate.
duo category. Same with DeAndre Hopkins. No partner for him, especially the injury at the running back situation there.
I guess we could put J.J. Watt on his side.
Yeah, if it's a little tight end.
Little tight end.
All right, can I get us going here?
Yeah.
Man, I got the first pick. There's a lot to choose from here, man. Oh gosh. I want explosive. I want young. I'm gonna go Devonta Freeman and Julio Jones. I've got two guys that are Pro Bowl players. Devonta Freeman burst on the scene this year, Buck. We know what he can do running the ball, catching the ball out of the backfield. And then Julio Jones, I get the complete receiver. So it was tough kind of looking at this board as it shakes out. There's a lot of good options, but I like the combination of youth and explosiveness with my first pick.
It's only fitting that I'm going to go next, and I'm going to take A.J. Green and Tyler Eifert. A.J. Green and Julio Jones have been tagged together since they were in high school, always vying for who's the number one receiver in their respective class, whether it be recruiting, coming out of college, and now in the pros. You're talking about a guy that has 4,000-yard receiving seasons, and then Tyler Eifert is emerging as one of the best red zone threats, already has 9 touchdowns this year. I'm going with that duo. Hugh Jackson does a good job of getting those guys open.
All right, I like that. That's a good pick, but I think I got a better pick for you right here, Buck, and that's because I look at third down and red zone. I love this combination I get with Gronk, who is the toughest matchup in the NFL, and Julian Edelman together. Look, Edelman gets healthy on third down. He's one of the toughest covers in the league out of the slot there with Tom Brady, but Gronk is just he's a physical mismatch. There's nobody up on this board that's more challenging for a defense to prepare for than Rob Gronkowski, so I'm going to make them my second choice.
I mean, that's a nice duo. Gronkowski is a monster in the middle, and then you have Edelman. When he's healthy, he is one of the best slot receivers. But I'm going to go with a guy that I think is emerging as a terrific slot receiver in Tavon, Austin, and Todd Gurley. These guys are terrific. They're a nice tandem. I like how St. Louis are kind of using them as the yin and the yang to their offense. Todd Gurley is the best running back that we've seen enter the league since Adrian Peterson and Marshawn Lynch. Tavon Austin is electric. He's explosive, gives you kind of the production as a runner, receiver, and a returner. I like what they're building in St. Louis. If they only had a quarterback, I think I would go bigger on that.
All right, this is a tough one for me now because I got a couple to choose from here. Antonio Brown and Martavis Bryant. That's an explosive pair. But I think I like I'm gonna go Bryant. I'm gonna go Dez Bryant, and I'm gonna go Jason Witten. And I've got a veteran there in Witten. I know not gonna wow you with his physical skills, but he's reliable and he's productive. And then I get that physical, nasty, angry style of football that Dez Bryant plays. I think that's why I'm going to go. I feel good about that pick, Buck.
I just wonder about their ability to get along. You know, Dez is so cantankerous and explosive.
Witten settles everything down.
I just wonder if they can get along. Like, I'm going to go for a good character guy. So I'm a character guy. I'm going to go next with Jimmy Graham and Marshawn Lynch. I like character on my team.
Well, you've got a great running back, and you've got a partner with him that doesn't block anybody.
Yeah, but look, in the red zone, you're talking about a guy that has 59 touchdowns, and Jimmy Graham, a guy that is one of the best tight ends. For a while there, he was vying with Rob Gronkowski for that title. Right now, I say Gronkowski is the better in that category. But beast mode, No one has scored more rushing touchdowns since 2011 than Marshawn Lynch. You have to be able to put it in the paint. I have 2 guys that specialize in putting the ball in the paint. I'm going those guys. I like touchdown makers on my team.
I would have probably gone with that pair if you could guarantee me that I don't have like 5'9" honey badger. Because I know how that story ends. I've seen that episode. So you just left me Brown and Bryant. I'll go ahead and take them. That's easy for me. I'm going to take Antonio Brown and Martavis Bryant. I mean, you talk about a dynamic pair of receivers. I mean, Martavis Bryant, what he can do after the catch as well as get on top of coverage. Not to mention, if you want to turn this into some kind of gymnastic event, I got Antonio Brown who can stick the landing.
He can stick the landing. Nice front flip on his touchdown against the Cleveland Browns. It's hard to argue that pair, man. They are tremendous.
I probably even should have taken them higher than I did.
Yeah, I wonder if Le'Veon Bell was there. Like, who is left out? Do we leave Martavis out and
I think I would have been Brown and Bell. I think he would have gone that. I would have gone that way.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with a tag team, a duo that's emerging. One of the nice tandems that we're seeing in the NFC North. How about Adrian Peterson and Stephon Diggs? Adrian Peterson, look, he's going to crack the top 20 in all-time NFL rushing leaders. Strong performance last week against the Oakland Raiders, a guy that at 30 years old is still doing it. And Stephon Diggs has kind of quickly blossomed into their number 1 receiver, despite being a 5th-round pick. I tell people all the time, this guy was more highly regarded than Amari Cooper coming out of high school. We're now beginning to see that play out on the turf. I like that tandem with Teddy Bridgewater throwing the ball and handing the ball to those guys.
That's a good pair. Now, we're in round 5 now. This is the last round. I probably should have said that at the top here, Buck. We only get 5 picks. So I've got 4 options left. I've got my last pick, and I love what you can do there with Thomas and Sanders. I know Peyton, it's kind of been masked because he hasn't played well. But I'm gonna go young and exciting. I'm gonna go Sammy Watkins, and I'm gonna go Shady McCoy.
Nice.
Because of Sammy Watkins, I think he's on the come. I think you haven't even seen his best ball yet. He's dynamic. He's explosive. He's somebody that can play physical underneath if you want to do that as well. And then Shady, just for the watch factor. Who's more fun to watch around the rock?
They're definitely fun to watch,
McCoy.
especially when they're in their rush color. That red brings up, it kind of gives me festive, kind of like Christmas time. It's Christmas time in Western New York. Sammy Watkins, Shady McCoy. I like that.
All right, last choice here now, Buck. You've got 3 options. That means you only got 1 here. You've got Calvin Johnson, Golden Tate. We've got the old man division who are playing well in Fitz and CJ2K. And then we've got the Denver Broncos down there, Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders. Where are you going?
If it was flag football on a Sunday and I'm in the 30 and over league, I would probably go with Larry Fitzgerald.
At the Y? They play at the Y?
Larry Fitzgerald and Chris Johnson. But I'm not going with that. Golden Tate and Calvin Johnson, I him and haw about. I'm going with Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders. And I know we have quarterback issues right now. My guy, Peyton Manning, is no longer playing at a high level, but I'm encouraged by the young fella taking over. Maybe Brock Osweiler can get the ball outside. I can see my guys begin to make explosive plays on the perimeter, bubble screens, crossing routes. Talking about a pair of Pro Bowl players. You can argue that I probably should have taken those guys early, but I'm fine with that tandem on the outside. I think in Mile High, I got a nice crew, a nice collection of talent.
All right, I'm looking at your 5 right there. You got a good group, Buck. I got a little bit better group.
Oh, your group is all banged up and hurt. Like I'm looking at the list.
Edelman's coming back. He'll be back. He'll be
Dez
fine.
Bryant is kind of like a Hopalong Cassidy type
Oh,
dude.
he's getting healthier every week.
And then Sammy Watkins wants the ball, but every other week I see him in a boot. I don't know if your teams will be able to show up when we play this tournament. All my guys are good to go. All right, fresh and dynamic.
I mean, I like Tavon Austin, but you got to hand him the ball. You got 2 guys to hand the ball. You got Jimmy Graham. Russell Wilson stopped even looking at him.
I know, but we don't. But we don't even have quarterbacks included in this. We're just saying like this is
you got out muscle.
What's this NBA Jam?
You got out muscle.
NBA Jam. My guys get the hot shot. They're on fire right away. I think we win that.
That's honey badger. So recap real quick. I've got Freeman and Jones. I've got Gronk and Edelman. I've got Witten and Dez. I've got Brown and Bryant from the Steelers. I've got Sammy Watkins and Shady McCoy. Buck, what's your roster?
You know, A.J. Green, Tyler Eifert, Tavon Austin, Todd Gurley, Adrian Peterson, and Stephon Diggs, Jimmy Graham, Marshawn Lynch, and closing it out with Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders. I like that group. I think Team Bucky's ready to roll.
And look, Golden Tate, Calvin Johnson, and Fitz, and CJ2K, they get to hang out kind of in that middle group there.
They're in the green room.
No disrespect. Those are 4 great players, but on our duo list, didn't quite make it. All right, Buck, well, that's going to do it. That's our draft, and we're gonna fire this out on social media and let everybody at home give us your opinion on who had the better draft, Bucky, DJ, and we want your ideas too. Give us some ideas, some things we can draft in the future. We might just incorporate on that. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, all that good stuff, and we'll see you back here next week.